Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Wondersnatched. Today is another Drag 101 series and I'm going to do a part 2 of my most popular video, how I paired for drag, and today I'm going to talk about my breasticles journey. I've tried many different options for breasts, okay? I've spent quite a lot of money on all these silicone stuff and then that's what I'm going to be talking about today, and I think I'm going to do a little tutorial on how to draw on my breasts. I've had lots of trouble doing that too and I think I kind of reached a stage where I'm quite happy with it, so I'm going to share it with you today. If that's something you want to see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications. Alright, let's get going! Alright, I've blocked my brows. I'm just going to do a very simple face today, okay? And then I'm going to show you how to draw on the boobies. So, breasts. Everyone has breast tissue, okay? Both men and women have breast tissue, but women especially have mammary glands and a little bit more fibro-fatty tissue, and that's why they have, you know, bigger chest pieces. Men have more pectoral muscles, okay? And some men who are on the heavier side have also what we call gynecomastia, or some breast tissue here. So people like, you know, Stacey Lane Matthews or Darian Lake, okay, they're able to just push their breast tissue together and form a cleavage, okay? Always keep forgetting to prime. Nikki tutorials will kill me. When I first started drag, my very first time, I don't think I drew on boobies at all. And the next few times, I just got away with just buying a bra and just, you know, using that as shape. A lot of the times, women's bras, even the biggest ones, they are not shaped for a man's body, okay? So my ribcage is actually shaped probably like that. So the bras are never able to fit very properly, and the boobs in front are always too close together, okay? Whereas for the shape of my chest, they should be a little bit further apart. So examples of the bras I used were kind of like these, but you know, I don't like the strappy things, okay? Because basically these strappy things, I don't like them to be seen. It's the same thing with my bodysuit. The bodysuit that I got from Garrow Sparrow, it's really good, but because of these breast pieces, I can't wear this with like low-cut dresses or plunging necklines, okay? I still need to be able to contour my own boobs. So for bras, I ended up buying these neoprene ones. Okay, so these neoprene ones don't have the strap and they just go right around, okay? But as I mentioned, okay, I cannot find the ones that are a little bit further apart. So if I wear these, I look like my breasts are like right in front and they look a little bit unnatural, okay? Might as well show you. See, this is already the biggest with the extension. See? So this goes around and in a pinch it'll do, okay, but the boobies are too far in front. So I can still use this to probably push some of my breast tissue up here, okay, and give myself a bit of shape, but it's not doing that much, okay? And because my chest is shaped like that, this thing keeps slipping down throughout the day, so not the best option either. I think some of my first other appearances in drag, all I did was wear something like that, right? You can see it peeking out through here, and I didn't know how to contour my boobs at the time. And then after one of my first performances, one of my friends, Pinatella, another local drag queen here, she doesn't do drag a lot, okay, but when she does, she really goes all out. So she had a whole bunch of boobies. I think she bought some for, you know, one of her parties. I think she bought several pairs so that she could, you know, lend them to friends at a party. And she gave me a pair. Okay, and these are the bib kind of boobies. These are quite easy to put on and they're the kind that RuPaul wears, okay? I think RuPaul wears Aaliyah's Closet, okay, which are bib kind of boobies. Unfortunately, this has seen better days and it is... Oh no, it's all... the silicone has melted off. Okay, I was going to try this on for you, but I think I'm just going to throw this away. Alright, the good thing about the bib ones is that they're easy to put on and off, okay, because you just put them around your neck, but they can get quite heavy, okay, so they can put some strain on your neck if you use them for too long. I'm sure there's some out there that nowadays are quite light, okay, but this pair was quite heavy, okay, and the strap would just keep breaking. Okay, so I'm going to contour today with True Tan, okay, which is also the same color that I'll be using for my boobies, okay? So you don't want something that's too dark, okay? If not, you're just going to look like skid marks on your chest, okay, which is a mistake that I've made many times. Okay, so you just want something that is a little bit, you know, just a little bit darker. Okay, and most people, when they contour the boobies, they do makeup all the way down to here, but I'm just being lazy, I'm just going to do the boobies, okay? And I hate having makeup on my neck if I don't need to. If not, painting it a different color. highlight. Just being lazy, and I'm just going straight into my clown white to do my highlights. By using the same sponge, the white melts right into the color. Alright, just going to contour my nose very quickly off camera and be right back. Alright, so I contoured my nose with True Tan, which is kind of a mid contour for me, okay? And then I went in to do my brows with Contour 2, which is a really dark contour for me. I haven't powdered yet, I'm going to do that now. So for the breasts, I usually will go and start off with the mid-tone first, so we'll do that later. One of the other first big investments for breasts that I did was a breast suit, okay? And I think James Mansfield uses this a lot, which is basically a bodysuit, a top bodysuit with the breasts, okay? And it's from this company called E.LF, and I got it off AliExpress, and it's not cheap, okay? It cost about I think it was about $500, okay? And I can't wear it for too long, and it's made of silicone, so it's very, very suffocating. Let me show you. So it comes in this bodysuit, okay? It's currently inside out, and you wear it and you sweat profusely underneath. And the good thing, it also comes with a belly button. I'm gonna have to blur the nipples out, if not I get demonetized. Oh, I'm monetized, by the way. It comes with a belly button, so it can give a really good illusion, but the only thing is the same, okay? Because of my top heaviness, it gets really, really tight underneath the arms. And the neck piece, because my neck is already quite thick, if I wore that, my neck would look even thicker. And I think that's what happened to Tamisha Iman, okay, on this season of Drag Race, okay? Whenever she's wearing these boob breastplates or the bodysuits, it makes her neck look really, really thick, okay? And that's not very feminine. I won't try that on today because it's too hot. But I did try to do a video once with it. I tried to do a Jessica Rabbit. I scrapped it because of this very reason. Okay, here's a picture. You can see how thick my neck and my chest look with this. So, and because it's so hot, I tend not to like to wear it to perform. Okay, but you know, it works for some people. So James Mansfield wears hers quite a lot. And I think anyone who wants to have a bodysuit with a belly button and everything, that works too. It works very well for slimmer people, I think. Slimmer or people who are a little bit skinnier. Okay, so it doesn't do that neck thing that I mentioned. Completing the face. I think I'm going to do a very natural eye today. Yeah, I say that quite a lot, right? How often do I actually do a natural eye? Okay, today I'll be using my Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. Okay, it's a warm palette, and I'm just going to do a very simple eye with this, but I discovered some of these eyeshadows, okay, the neutral ones, okay, the very, very neutral ones that are just a little bit darker than my skin tone, especially these three here, are really good for contouring the boobs. Okay, I'm sure you can find this in any other palette, okay, with a whole bunch of neutral shades. Just try to look for those that are neutral, okay, not too warm and not too cool, and in your skin color. I'm going to contour my eyes pretty much the same way I'll be contouring my boobs later, because as Bimini Bonboo lashes, the eyes are the nipples of the face. Okay, so I'm going to use Perfectionist, which is a lighter neutral. I'm going to use that as a transition shade. So transition shade just means a lighter shade that will help everything else to blend in. And we'll be doing a transition shade later on the chest as well. Okay, so this just goes all over the crease and the lid and just blend it out. Okay, so this one, no harsh lines. This almost just brings back the skin color to my eye. Okay, and make sure this blends up into the white. Moving on to my boobies journey. I performed for a friend once, Brendan Barker, and he asked me to perform at one of his charity shows. It was a pet charity. Okay, and he used to do drag, so he lent me his boobs, okay, and these are actually just silicone boobs which you paste to your body, okay, and these are really, really convenient. So all they do is just stick to your body, and if you don't sweat too much, they stay pretty much where they are. You can wear them underneath the bra as well, okay, but they do give you a very good shape, and you can adjust where you want them. So for someone like me who needs a custom position, that really works very, very well. Okay, so see, the transition shade just goes all over and it's diffuse. Okay, it's quite diffuse here and here. Okay, let me show you. The brand of the one he lent me was from this company called Aphrodite, and I think they specialize in making these for transgender women. And I like this so much I bought my own, okay? So they're basically like these silicone cutlets. They really have some stick on the back, so all you need to do is pop them on, okay? Okay, I'm a bit fair now, so the color is a little bit off. You could probably get this at a lighter color as well, okay? But basically, you put them where you want, adjust them, and you can wear a bra over them, and they look pretty natural. So we put them on like that. Okay. So what I do is I put it on. Let's not show the nipples. I put it on like that, and I wear a bra over it, or a bodysuit or something, and they stay pretty much where they are, okay? And they're usually in the perfect position for my breast, okay? And if I wore a low-cut dress or something, as I will do later, and push these together, I have enough tissue here where I can just contour to complete the illusion. If you sweat a lot, these will come off. So that's why sometimes I'll also use them with adhesive, silicone adhesive, okay? So it's almost like putting on a prosthetic. You just put the adhesive on and stick them on, and they don't move. Okay, and then you need to get them off with adhesive remover later on. So this is a darker shade, this is a darker, warmer shade. I'm just going to use this for my crease. Those Aphrodite cutlets is usually what I use these days, okay? They're easy to put on and off. They can go with almost any look, okay? Especially if I'm going to be wearing low-cut things, which I like because I think I like showing my shoulders off these days. Other little bits and bobs that I have, I bought these nudie boobies from one of these fast fashion places. These are basically similar. They are silicone things, but they're a lot smaller, okay? And they basically, well, they're supposed to bring things together, but similar to the stuff that's made for women, it's too close together, okay? So it makes my breast look like they're right up here, which is not the look that I'm going for. I'm going to use a black just to smoke out the outer. So I'm going for something a little more natural today. Alright, I'm just going to finish off these eyes off camera quickly. I'll be right back. Alright, done with the eyes. So now I'm just going to go in and bronze the rest of my face up and do my contour. So the bronzer, I'm just going to use a very light bronzer today. We might use some of this also later on in the boobs, but we'll see. Keep things simple today. For bronzer, remember the rule. It's a bit like a suntan, okay? So it's always on the high points of the face, okay? So imagine the sun is coming down. It's right there, right there, right there. And if you have boobs, they'll be right there on top, okay? So contouring boobs is very, very much like contouring the face, but I think it's a little bit of a different art. It took me a while to figure out how to do it, okay? And also, it's like still life, right? Okay, when you're looking at all the shapes, the fruits and everything, where the shadows lie, where the lights lie, alright? I found it quite inspirational when I saw Bob the Drag Queen and Peppermint talk recently about some trans issues, okay? And here was a picture of Peppermint looking resplendent, okay? I mean, it was quite distracting. Her boobs are really, really, really nice, and the way the shadows and the shimmer bounces off the correct parts look really, really good. Okay, so there are many ways that you can contour your breast. You need to know where the lights and the darks are. Okay, so the lights basically are here, the V up here, and the top of the globes of the boobs, okay? And everything else is dark. And then where you put all these dark areas basically depends on what kind of look you're going for. Okay, James Mansfield here draws very, very harsh lines, okay? And this makes it look like the breasts are pressed more to the skin, okay? It makes it look like this is bigger force causing these really intense shadows. Alright, I've decided that I like to do a little mix of both, okay? A little bit more of a diffuse shadow on the top and a bit of a more defined thing near the cleavage, so it looks like the breasts are being pushed together, okay? So there are many, many different ways you can draw your breasts, okay? So I'm going to show you one today. But meanwhile, I'm just going to contour the rest of my face. I'm using my NW45 for my regular contour. This is a very warm contour shade. I thought it looks good with the eyes. Much like contouring the face, you're using dark areas and just blending it into the bronzer, okay, to give it that transition. So it looks like the cheekbone is rounded that way, alright, okay? And it's the same thing with the breast, okay? So you can see the top of the cheekbone is where the sun hits, okay, and underneath is where the shadow lies. Okay, so if you do that, it makes it look like a cheekbone is popping out. And that's the same principle that you have with the boobs. Okay, I'm just going to contour the rest just really quickly so I can show you the boobies. Okay, same here. You can flick this up so the line isn't as harsh. Okay, but this softens the jawline here. I know I'm dragging this on a little bit, but I want to use the principles of contouring the face to show you how I contour my boobs. Okay, and then for the nose, lately I've been using two different kind of brushes to contour, and I really, really like using an angled brush. Okay, a big angled brush, and that's because it gives you a bit more precision. So this is the angled brush that I use for my eyebrows. Okay, it's really, really small, so these you can draw in the edges. But for my nose, I like using these angled brushes, okay? One is a little bit more fluffy, the one on top here. This one is a little bit more fluffy, and this one is a little bit stiffer. And these actually let you get some nice edges in. So I'm going to show you how I do my nose recently. I would use the stiffer one for the nose, okay, especially if I've contoured a harsher line there. So I'm just going to use my same contour, my NW45, and I usually use the edge of this right on the edge just to contour down the nose. Okay, so that gives you this, it's diffuse on this side but sharp on the nose side. Okay, you can do that on this side. Let's diffuse that out, and that's pretty much the nose contour. Okay, these techniques I'm also going to be using for the boobs. So depending on how harsh you want your lines for the boobs, gives you the illusion of how much the boobs are being pressed against your body. Okay, a very diffuse one like peppermint shows that, you know, you've got nice big boobs but they're just hanging out. But if you have more harsh lines, okay, it gives you the illusion that the breast is being pressed against the body and you're getting this line there. Okay, so for example, the boobs I did for my Ursula illusion, okay, that was very harsh. It looks like the boobs are being pressed right up against the skin. Alright? Okay, so before I do my lips and everything, let's adjust the camera and I'll show you how I do my boobs. Usually I do my boobs all the way at the end of the process, and by then I'm usually so tired in the face that I rush through it, okay? And this has caused me to have boobs that don't look really right, okay? Some people have said I look like I burnt my body or have look like skid marks and everything, and you know, I think I've improved it a little bit, okay? So I'm just going to adjust the camera and we're just going to start on the contouring of the boobage. Okay, so for the boobs, I would place them here, okay? So my boobs will be here. Basically, the bottom will be where my regular nipples are, okay? And basically, they will be growing like that, okay? And the top will be here, right above the nipple, okay? Somewhere there. And the cleavage will be where my regular cleavage is. Okay, and as you can see, on a real pair of boobs, okay, the light parts are here, where the breastplate is, and this is like hoisted up here, okay? And on the top of the boobs, okay? And the rest here is dark, okay? These are shadow, okay? So it's light, dark, light, all right? So what I usually do is I start off with this light part here first. This is what they usually call the champagne glass effect, okay? So you draw a triangle here, okay? And then you cut it with the shadow so it looks nice and crisp, okay? So usually what I do is I just use a white, okay? So I'm using my 070 and I'm gonna draw a triangle here. Okay, so somewhere around there. So remember, the shadow is going to go up there like that. I'll just use the blender that I used earlier and I'll just blend it out. Okay, in this kind of a funnel kind of a shape. So if you're wearing makeup on the rest of your body, you just blend this right into that. Okay, but I'm just being lazy, so I'm not doing my whole body makeup today. And I hate getting makeup all over my clothes. Okay, so just blend it out, okay, and blend it down the middle. Okay, so we're just going to start off with not having any harsh lines, okay? So we just know where the shadows go. Okay, so once that's all blended out, you can already see that alone gives you an effect like I have kind of like globy things going on there. Okay, and if you wanted to, you can put some of this highlight right on your shoulder and maybe the front of your deltoid, okay? That gives you a nice kind of a glow if you're wearing full body makeup, but today we're just doing the boobs. Now you've got this kind of a funnel shape here. You go in with your contour color, okay? And the contour color here, I use True Tan. Okay, so this is a kind of a warm, almost a neutral, darker shade. It's the same shade that I use for my contour here. Okay, and what I like to do, some people like to use brushes, okay, to brush it on, but you know, depending on your angle of your hand and everything, if you use brushes, sometimes that you don't get that even. So I've been liking to use my hands, okay? Most people are coordinated enough to make sure this is symmetrical. So you basically practice, okay, doing wind wiper motions, okay, with your hands, and if you practice enough, you could probably get the same the shape on both sides. So what I do is I just grab some of this and put this on my finger, okay, and then I just go in and do that. Okay, so there. All right, I have the shadow done, and since they're in creams, you can move them around. No issue. Okay, there. Okay, so now you have the shadow. And then what I like to do next is I grab my white again and go onto the top of the globes. There. And because you cut the white bit here, With this, it's almost like a nice straight line there already, so you don't need to, you know, go messing around with the edges. Okay, and then what I do now is just blend this white part in to the shadow. You can decide how close you want to go to the edge, okay, and that gives you different types of illusion. But I would concentrate it up here, alright, because that gives you that lifted look. Alright, see? Okay, so ignore that. This is coming together. Just make sure it's nice and blended, okay? And when I do this, I think of peppermint. There, okay, and then we blend this one up. Okay, there. Alright, so that looks pretty good already. Okay, look. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now what I usually do is I set all these creams with just some neutral set. Okay, and this helps to bring down the harshness of the white here as well. Okay, so we just set that with powder. Okay, you want to set this because also if you don't, the creams just come off all over your clothes, so you don't want to. You don't want that. Okay, and after you've beat that in, you can just brush off the excess. So there's the base of your cleavage. Okay, so we're going back to our Jaclyn Hill palette. Okay, and remember that these neutral shades I showed you earlier. Okay, this is basically what I use on my eye. Okay, so I'm just going to go in now with these two shades. Okay, so one is just slightly darker than my normal skin, and the other one is a little bit darker than that. Okay, and I'm going to be using the same brush I used to contour my nose, this angled brush, okay, with the edge. Okay, first I'm going to use Perfectionist, which is the lighter shade. Basically now, also with like a windshield wiper, you basically have an arc, which you can just use this to go along the edge of that, okay, just to deepen the edge of the breast. Okay, this gives you a little bit of definition, and up here, I would diffuse it out a little bit more. Okay, so just blend this away from the edge. Don't go up there, you want to keep this part as white as possible. So this color goes there, and you just keep going, okay? And you know, just hold your brush at the end to give it a light touch. Make sure you're just going this way all around the breast. And keep blending. Okay, so this part here, you can actually, depending on the look you want, you can let this harsh line go all the way around. If you wanted, you know, boobs that look like they're being pressed up against you. But I've been liking just diffusing it out here a little bit. Okay, so it looks like they're coming in and it focuses people's attention right here. Okay, see? Look at that. Okay, so I've more or less intensified the shadow there. Just going to do that on the other side now. Same thing with this hand. Okay, just going along the edge of the boob and blending it out. Still using Perfectionist only. You could leave it like that. That looks pretty good already. Alright, okay, so look, that looks pretty good already. I like to do this one more step. I use a darker shade, okay? This is Comfort Zone from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And this time I concentrated down here. Okay, and here you want to have a much more distinct line. And then blend it into the other color and blend it into the middle. Okay, so this part here looks a bit more compressed. So it looks like the boob is being pushed together. Alright? Same on this side. Alright, there you go, okay. And if you're wearing a regular bodysuit, this will do. But usually what I do is I will put on my bra, okay, or whatever I'm wearing, and push this up across like that, okay. And it looks like you have nice contoured boobies. And if you wanted the boobies to look like they're pressed even more, you can just darken it all the way around. Blend as much as you want, but if you're in a club, you know, you don't need to blend it that much. And in fact, if you're in a club, you might want to use a darker shade, okay? This is just something that looks a little bit more natural. You can fix it, okay? But usually, what I like to do is that I seal it in with hairspray so it doesn't transfer onto my clothes, okay? Setting spray will work, but you know, this will just come off on all your clothes if you don't do it. So I just like to spray it with hairspray. Don't breathe it in. Okay, and if you're feeling really frisky after that, you can just add some shimmer. Okay, some body shimmer. You can just add it there. Add it to your shoulder blades. Add it to the globes here. Okay, okay, there. Boobage! Alright, okay, so I'm just gonna throw on a lip and get into my final look, and I'll be right back. Okay, I thought I'd show you. So this is basically my old way of padding. My new bodysuit, I don't usually use that as much as I thought I would, okay, only when I do my full body illusion, like for example this look. So as I said, I've been liking these Aphrodite ones the best, okay? They basically just pop on. I will have to blur out the nipples, okay? They pop on like that. I will use the same dress that I wore the last time. So if you wanted to, you could throw on a bra, okay? But see, this is what I meant, okay? So normal women's bras, these are too close together, okay? It's not a natural shape, and it's quite hard to find the bigger ones, okay? With just that low-cut neoprene ones. All zipped up. If you can find those neoprene low-cut half bras, those are usually quite good. I haven't really found any that fit me properly, so usually I'll just pop these on. Okay, and sometimes dress has a little bit of an underwire, something that will hide that, so that gives it that shape there. It's on right to your skin. Alright. And when people look this way, it gives you the illusion of boobies. Alright? Might as well complete the illusion. There. And there you have it. Boobage. Cleavage. Wondersnatched. Alright, so I'm just gonna switch back to that camera and I'll see you in a bit. Hey, my eyes are up here. Alright, so this is my boobies, or at least the way I'm doing it now. Okay, I hope you learned something, and I hope you picked up some good tips about how to get this cleavage illusion. Alright, so I look a bit like Jan now, don't I? So, if you learned something and you like this video, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, alright? And also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that post notifications bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video, alright? I guess I'll see you next time. Bye! Wah wah. Cleavage. I'm not wearing nails today. I wonder whether this video will get demonetized. Oh, I got monetized by the way. No one can do it like you. Girl, you're so hot like summer. You're everything I ever wanted. You give me feels when you do. No one can do it like you. Check out my other drag 101 videos. I did a brow blocking tutorial there and one on how to contour the face. Alright, so I'll see you next time. Bye. Wah wah.